DC here. Hi guys and gals. Hope you're well. If you notice, I'm wearing my glasses or spectacles, depending on which country you're in. Um, I'm off to the ophthalmologist in a bit, so he's gonna fool around in my eyes, so I never wear the contact lenses before going there. Okay, I'm here today just to do a few tag videos. I'm gonna start with Jasmine's. So hello, Jasmine, and yes, I have 5 questions as usual. So let me see. Question 1. So there's a bit of a mixed bag here, the questions. Question 1. Have you ever had a food fight? No. At least not in the classical sense, where people will throw food at each other, stuff like that. That has never been part of our family traditions. And even actually when I was in the... I rarely ate in cafeterias, but I mean... no, it's not something that I've ever had, and I have no intention of starting. Food's too precious to do something like that. Okay. Question 2. Do you use a notebook? I had to when I was a student or a university or what. I quite rarely use a notebook. I started very quickly writing notes into my digital devices. So I guess we could say I have a digital notebook in the sense that I will write things down there. But as such, I very, very rarely use a notebook. The closest I have to a notebook will be if I make a list, and that's on a piece of paper. So no, I don't really use a notebook. Like I say, I had to when I was a student, but I don't anymore. I guess that's just a question of, it's not even a question of age, it's a question of habits. For example, Mrs. DC, she has a notebook. Yeah, she is very much a person that writes notes, but she's a lot less digital. So, yeah. Okay, question 3. Have you ever had a tarot reading? No, never have, and I have no intention of having one. I've been asked a few times, are you afraid of those things or what? I just don't get involved in stuff like tarot readings or Ouija boards or stuff like that. So the question for me is actually very quickly answered. No, I don't, and I have no intention. Oh, goodness, this is going to be a quick tag. Wow. Have you ever met someone famous? I guess it all depends. I mean, when I was in secondary school, or even go further, when I was in primary school, there was some local celebrities that came and sang, and I thought at the time that I had met someone really famous. And, it was probably somebody that was well known around the region, but was not, in a way, a famous person. Then later on, and I even got an autograph at the time, yeah. Then later on, I saw a very well-known Quebec comedian. I was in secondary school, and we spoke with him a bit. Once again, if you got out of Quebec, I don't think the person was very well known. Then I did have the chance to meet a Nobel Prize and speak with him. And so, and that was in the science field. So in the science field, I'd met some very well-known people. But it's again like, who is famous? What is famous? Is it famous when everybody in the world knows you, or when you're known in a precise circle? I would say, by saying that I've met somebody that has had a Nobel Prize, I would consider that a famous person. I also worked for a person who was knighted. So that made him in his field and in the UK a relatively well-known person. Although by now, I'm almost going to say everybody by now is a sir or something over there. It's becoming a lot more common than it used to be. Over here, I've spoken with the president of the Confederation, which changes every year, once. And I've spoken with a few. And in Ireland, I've spoken with the Vice Prime Minister. But like I say, that doesn't make them actually world famous. I think Jasmine was saying that she had Elton John. Yeah, it was Elton John in a taxi. And I mean, that's a real conversation that you would have then. I mean, I had like, I call it polite conversations. Yeah. Okay, so that's enough for now. So yeah, I guess I have met somebody famous. 5, place you always wanted to travel. Oh, I've mentioned this before. That would be right now. I'm probably going to say Ireland, but I've been to Ireland. So I always wanted to travel. Australia and New Zealand. Yeah, I'd really want to go there. There's something about those places that really have always attracted me. A lot of people say, well, you don't want to go. I've been asked, you don't want to go to Japan or an Asian country? Uh, yeah, why not? But it's, if I had a bucket list, and we mentioned that before, I'd throw in Australia and New Zealand. These are places I really wanted to see, almost got to go, and didn't work out. So, okay. 5 questions. Okay, well, that's it. DC signing off. Hope that was a okay answers. Nothing great, but good questions. Thank you very much, Jasmine, and hope all of you have a great week. Bye-bye. DC signing off. Take care.